What is going on, everyone? Tonight we've got Ghost of Tsushima, and we got the 9600X CPU paired with the 9060 XT 16GB version. And we're just going to check it out at a couple different resolutions, probably 4K here, and then drop it down to 1440 and see how it performs. Right here at the very low setting at 4K with no upscaling, I'm about 60 to 50, high 50s as far as performance goes. VRAM's not an issue, everything looks really good. Let's just jump over and kick it up a little bit just to see what we can expect. Just run through it real quick. We are at 4K. No VSync is off, using TAA, and no frame generation or anything like that. And everything's set to very low. So we're just going to kick it up one more time and drop back into the game. That gives us about 55 FPS or so. Everything does look pretty good though. You know, this is about the point where I would recommend using a little bit of upscaling, but I'm just going to run through it all and then do upscaling because while the game is under 60, the frame pacing is extremely good. So you don't really feel like it's under 60. So that's something, you know, to call out. Whenever that frame pacing is so good, it makes the game just feel like way faster than sometimes it really is. So this game is definitely a really smooth title. All right, so about 59, you know, just under 60. Nothing bad at all, though. Feels pretty good. Let's just keep on going. Drop back into the settings here and kick it up one more time to medium. Now, medium will do some things down here, and we're going to max all this out. So once we get to the max setting up here, we'll still take it a little bit further. All right, so now that we're back into it, it's about 53 FPS or so, you know, 52. So starting to get a little bit slow, you know, for, you know, the type of game that I kind of, you know, this kind of game I like to play about 60 FPS, you know, anything around that's fine. But yeah, I'm just kind of running around just to get some more scenery to load in. And yeah, we're in the low 50s, so definitely as we go up, we're going to start to get some lower performant you know, scores here. So we're going to start to upscale here soon anyway. So anyway, let's just keep on going and get on to the next setting here. So jump into it, graphics, go up to high. All right, so high does mid 40s here. So looking at our VRAM, I think we're still fine. I don't think we're going to have any VRAM issues. If we get close, I'll definitely call that out. But yeah, everything looks great. Everything's keeping up just fine. Got that 9060 just pegged at 100%. That's exactly what we want to see. So yeah, everything's running just smooth as can be. Got a bear chasing me. That's great. All right, so yeah, we're just going to keep on running through here. Yeah, I don't really want to do that. Okay, let's just keep on going. I'm trying to just get a test without a bunch of interruptions. So anyway, yeah, let's just keep on going. And we're at 50 FPS here. Let's just keep rolling through it. All right, so we're in graphics. Let's go up to very high. And of course, this is, you know, the highest it will go until you go into here and start actually moving things up yourself. And I'll just refer to that as ultra when we get to it. But very high gives you about 40 FPS. So we're definitely going to need some upscaling soon. So yeah, worst case scenario at 4K, you're in the high 30s. But to be honest, man, like the frame pacing is so smooth that it doesn't feel that bad. So, you know, it's definitely something just kind of arbitrary that I wanted to call out. It does feel extremely smooth. And that's not typical in today's gaming landscape. You typically don't get a frame time graph that dead flat. So it definitely makes a performance on your perceived speed of the game, so to speak. So anyway, let's just keep going to that ultra setting, which is kind of a manual override. Just going to drop into here. Now we're going to come in here, kick that up to 16X, ultra, and there's a few more. Kick that up to ultra. That's the fog. That's kind of gives you a little bit more atmosphere. Leave that alone, that's fine. I'm just going to keep all that because in this game it doesn't quite bother me that bad. So, all right, so this would be kind of an ultra setting, an unofficial ultra setting. That gives you about 36, 35, mid-30s. So if we take this and say, okay, we're definitely going to have to do some upscaling. So we're just going to do that real quick. Trying to avoid any sort of bears or enemies. Just kind of want to give like a decent test that's not full of interruptions. All right, so yeah, we're looking like 35, 36 FPS here. So let's just jump over to it. And by the way, this is on FSR 4. So once we jump into this, you'll see that show up. All right, let's just come over here, go down to graphics. All right, so we're just gonna jump into display here, come down here, and we're gonna turn on FSR 4. We're just gonna leave it on quality. This is overridden through the AMD Adrenalin app, so if you're not seeing FSR 4, make sure you're completely updated, override it within there, and you'll start to get the FSR 4 technology, which is really good. Highly recommend using it. All right, so everything here looks good. So we have quality FSR 4 on. Go ahead and apply those changes. Go ahead and apply it. All right, let's go back. That gives us a nice little bump back up to 50 FPS. You know, and of course the VRAM looks really good here. Usage is still pegged out at 100%. So since we're on 4K, honestly, going up to performance looks fine. I mean, I think performance upscaling, either FSR or DLSS, whichever flavor of upscaling, looks super good. FSR 4 is a game changer. It looks just as good as DLSS 4 in my opinion, with very, very little differences. I'm just going to get away from all these bears. There's like bears everywhere in this game. All right, so let's just keep going and see what we can expect from a little bit more of upscaling. Let's come down here, kick it over to balanced. I don't believe balanced will get us over the hump of 60, but it'll get us pretty darn close. So if you're at this point and you wanted to potentially do some frame generation, I think you're close enough to 60 to do that. So we'll check that out too. I want to go up to performance in just a little bit, just to see what we can do as far as getting that frame rate over 60 all the time. Because right here it's not hitting 60. Again though, very, very smooth game. This is a very, very nicely running game. Totally just night and day difference from what I normally test. So, all right, so let's just jump into it and go to a little bit more upscaling, go up to that performance. All right, so we're gonna kick it over to performance, and this should get us over 60 most of the time. So from this point forward, I would probably say that doing some upscaling beyond performance would start to have some degradation in your image. Usually ultra performance doesn't look that great, no matter if you're at 4K, whatever. It stretches it out a little bit too much in my opinion. So right here, I'm just gonna call it like this would be a good spot to do some frame gen, because you're at 65 in the open spaces. Some of the more closed off spaces you do dip down, but you're not really gonna feel that whenever you're doing frame generation. It's gonna feel pretty good. So I'm gonna jump over and kick that on, just so we can kind of round out this test here. And then I'll do like kind of a recommended, kind of based on what I'm seeing here, what you could probably do as far as 4K goes to get that over 60 all the time, and then do some frame generation. So right here, you're at 104 FPS. This is probably how I would play it, you know, but for the folks who don't really want to upscale this much, I can definitely throw in a recommendation here soon. So just hang on, and when we get to that point, I'll be sure to cover it. All right, so 100 FPS with all the different technologies activated. Got FSR frame gen on, got FSR quality, known FSR performance, you know, upscaling, and yeah. So if you really wanted to just look at, you know, running it with potentially frame generation, but have a little bit more headroom as far as, you know, the different things go, I would probably just kick it down to, let's see what very high does. Just let it run on very high and don't do the fake ultra that I was doing earlier. So let's just do this. All right, so that gives you about 75 FPS here, running it without the 16X. That is definitely a pretty heavy hitting setting. So right here you could do frame generation and you'd be good to go. You'd have all the you know, FPS in the world to do the frame generation on top of. You wouldn't have to ever worry about it going below 50 and all that stuff, or below 60 even. So yeah, you're fine here. This is probably how I would run it if you just didn't want to use frame generation to get over 60. If I can go back and find the right place. Yeah, because if you kick on frame gen from here, you're looking about 114 FPS. Now, to me, I wouldn't be able to really tell the difference between very high and ultra. I would just probably put it on ultra, or the unofficial ultra, and then do frame generation like we did in the setting before this. But this is kind of what you can expect at 4K. Absolutely beautiful game. Easily one of my favorites in the past few years to come out. So runs great on this card, especially at 4K. But let's check out 1440p, because I believe that will really showcase this card a lot more. So I'm going to drop it down, get everything set up, and I'll be right back. All right, so here we are. Just going to start back over. We're at 1440. This is the very low setting, so 114, 115 FPS here, 118. Yeah, you're kind of seeing it in very, very easy to run state. We have everything set to 1440, and everything's running just fine here at native. Let's just go on up. This will be kind of short because I don't think we're going to have any problems at all. Let's just go to low. All right, so drop out, go to low. All right, so this drops us down to about, actually, doesn't really change too terribly much. There's another bear. These bears are everywhere. It gives us about 120 FPS here and there. These settings on the lower end are just incredibly easy to run. No issues at all. So I'm just going to keep on going through here. See if we can go up into this coverage up here and see what we can expect here. So I'm hoping we'll be able to get away with just doing quality FSR and not having to go to performance. But we'll see. All right, so 120 FPS here. Let's just keep on going. All right, make this rather quick. All right, so medium. Yeah, so medium gives you still over 100 on medium. So still looks really good. Very, very smooth title. I love how smooth this game is. There's another bear and another bear. There's bears all over. All right, so yeah, we're at 110 FPS here. So no big deal. All right, let's jump over. Keep on going and see what high gives us. So high gives us still a 90 FPS experience. So everything looks good here. All right. Oh, man, I don't want to have a fight. Come on, just keep going. Ignore me. Ignore me. I want no part of this. Let's just keep on going. So 88, 83, depending on where you're at. Mid-80s. Call it low 90s to mid-80s. All right, so there we go. Let's just roll through all this, go to very high, and then we'll check out the ultra setting. So very high gives you just shy of what we were getting at 4K on this setting, actually, because we were in the 70s, at 4K, probably down in the 60s here and there. But well, actually, it's giving a little bit more of a gap now. 80s is pretty good. So yeah, let's just keep going, get over this hill, just kind of see where we're at. All right, let's see. Let's just keep on rolling. All right, so set mid 70s. Let's see if we can do it without any upscaling and stay above 60. That would be cool. All right, so let's just jump that up, jump that up. Let's see, there's a few more of that one. All right, everything looks good. So let's see if we can stay above 60. Nice, we sure can. 65 FPS with everything completely cranked out, no upscaling necessary. Of course, I'm going to check out upscaling, but still, this is pretty slick. Very nice. All right, I don't really want to fight that guy. Come on, don't shoot at me. Let's just keep going. Oh, yeah, he's got a freaking arrow. Let's go, let's go. Okay, we're in the 50s now, so we'll do some upscaling. Let's just check that out real quick. Come down here and turn on. They've got this stuff very confusingly named. All right, so FSR 4, quality. Oh, I didn't apply it. FSR. All right, so go to FSR 4, quality. Come down here, turn anti-lag on, that's fine. No frame gen, apply that. Let's just jump into it. Okay, that gives us back up into the 60s. This looks really good. Yeah, so I would probably play it right here with maybe some frame gen. I mean, once you're over 60, especially comfortably over 60, I don't really see the need in, not using frame gen if you have the VRAM to do it, and you definitely have the VRAM to do it. You've got 16 on this card, so it'll eat up a little VRAM, but that'll be fine. You got plenty of VRAM on this card again. So let's just go check that out. So this is the unofficial ultra setting, and yeah, we're going to do some frame generation on top of this, and we'll call it a day because this looks really good. Being able to do quality FSR with frame generation, nice, very, very nice. 132 FPS. So good. Oh man, this game is very well made. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up. If you got something out of this, please consider following or subscribing, whatever they call it on here. And, of course, like and share if you know somebody who might get something else out of this. But, yeah, if you want to join, there's a little join button down there. It gives you a little way to, take it a little step further than just subscribing. And I do polls and stuff like that there. So if you are into that kind of thing, just follow along, and we'll see you in the very next video. Peace.